What you see in front of you are two Braun Electric toothbrushes. The one on the left is the charging version of it, and the one on the right is the AA version of it. As you can see, these brushes look in very great, decent shape. Right? Very great shape, both of them. Now, the one on the left, I got it 15 years ago. The one on the right, I got it 10 years ago. However, these brushes, as you see, they use the same heads. They got the Oral-B replacement head on them, as you can see. It's hard to kind of pull this off with one hand. But anyways, there's something that I will do with that in a few minutes. However, let's give a quick demonstration of these brushes. So this one right over here, the charging version of it, has two buttons, as you see right in front. There is the on timer button, and then below it is the off button. So when I turn it on, here's how it starts. It works good. It's in really good, decent shape. So let's turn it off. Now, one thing that I like about this brush is that when you're brushing your teeth, and if you're brushing with it for more than 5 minutes, it'll give you little pulses to remind you that you're brushing for over 5 minutes. And then on the 6th minute, the brush will turn off automatically. This one, let's turn this one on. Now, as you can see on the AA version of this brush, Braun did it really sleek actually. And as you can see, the brush only has one switch. So this does both functions similar to what the other one does, but only in one switch. So here we go. Here's how to turn it on. And let's turn it off. Now, get these straight as it is. What I like about the charging brush is that here's a charger right now. Let's get this brush out of the way. And let's turn off some of the lights here. So if you were to charge this device, all you have to do is, as you can see, there's a little lip there in the bottom, and as you can see with this I don't know what you can call this, anyways, it's a little thing that's kind of sticking up there on the cradle, so it has this lip as well, so you could only just put the brush in one direction like this. So if I was to charge it, there you go. Really simple and straightforward, and the LED light on this thing is really bright. And let's pull this thing off the charger, and here's a little sticker on the charger itself. See if we can get that there. Just in case, if you ever need to dispose yours, if yours is not that good, then here's the 1-800 number that you can be able to call in order to dispose the recharging brush properly. Now, that's for the recharging version. Now, the AA version of this thing, all you have to do is simply squeeze these two terminals right over here, and then the lid here in the bottom pops up, and then you could just switch out your alkaline batteries, and that's basically about it. And you're in business. Now, with these brushes, of course, the charging version of it, I use it at home, and the AA version, I use this to travel. Now, I haven't used these brushes in a couple of years, and what I don't know if you can still find these in stores are the Oral-B brush heads that you see right over here. And this one as well. It has the same head. And I'm sure if I were you, I wouldn't brush with these old heads on the brushes. So let's remove the heads on the brushes. I'll be right back because I can't do this one-handed. Here we have both brushes in their decent shape as how they look, with their heads removed. Now, what I like the way Braun does this, they keep it very simple. And yes, as you can see, both of them with the heads removed, you can tell with how much use these brushes have had. Now we look at the heads right over here. This one came from the rechargeable brush, and this one came from the AA brush. Now, we look at them closely, and as I showed before, yes, these are Oral-B brush heads that you can be able to put on your Braun brushes. And what I like about these brushes, which I'm sure when you turn them on, these little heads right here, they spin. And as soon as this mechanism starts spinning, of course, it goes up the head, and then of course it triggers this to spin, which is pretty cool. When I bought these back then, they used to sell them in stores. However, I haven't seen these in stores for years. So here's the thing, right? If you have these two brushes and they are in great shape, there's nothing wrong with them, but you can't find the heads in stores. The brush heads, you can't find them in stores. I haven't seen them in the stores for years. Now, if they are in the stores, correct me if they still have them. However, in this video, I'm going to show you an alternative where to get the replacement heads. However, they're not going to say Oral-B on them, but at least they will do the job. So if you're ever surfing around eBay, this is what you'll see on eBay. Now keep in mind, I'm going to put the link in the description, so I'll make the search easier for you. Now, at the time of this video, you'll see the price as well, because the price might be subject to change without notice, so just keep that in mind when you're looking for these. So here's the pack, and there are 4 brushes, 4 heads per pack. Now as you can see here in the bottom, each head has their own little distinctive color towards the very bottom of them. And as you can see right over here, this is the price of the brush heads. And for $1.82, you can't go bad. And let's see, does it say free shipping? No. As you can see right there, yes, 11 cents for shipping. And this is the eBayer that is selling those heads. So like I said, that's the price that you see at the time of this video. And also keep in mind, I will put the link in the description to make the search easier for you. Now here's something that I do want to highlight. If we look at the title of the item description, of course, new 4X, which means 4 heads, EB17-4 electric toothbrush heads, replacement for Oral-B YSK. I just wanted to highlight that just in case if you still own one of those Braun Oral-B brushes, and if you wanted to really make sure if this might be the right for you. So right now we're going to go take a look at the package, and you'll see what you'll get once you buy this off eBay. So after a few days of delivery, as you can see right over here, this is what I got in the mail. And just by looking at the brush head, the old brush head with the new ones, of course, they seem to match. Now let's get these old ones out of the way, and let's just look at the package itself. I'm gonna put it this way so no shadow covers the information you need to know or read. So that's how the package looks like. And of course I purchased 3 of these on eBay myself, on what I showed you previously on the eBay screen. So that's how this looks like in the front. This is how it looks like in the back. Now, however, the seller, he just kind of placed his own label there. Let me just get another package. There. As you can see, that's how the back looks like. And of course, there are instructions. And let's see. It doesn't say exactly where these heads are made. Now, as you can see, there is a double language on this, because there is another language and the English language right there on the package itself. However, thankfully enough, the instructions you see there are all in English. So anyone who doesn't know how to do this or has forgotten, well, the instructions are behind. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to install the new heads on both brushes. Here's how the brush heads look like out of the package. And because there are 2 of each, 2 of the old and 2 of the new, it gives you the opportunity to see how they look like in the front and in the back. And as you can see, the ones on the left have the Oral-B brand on it, and the ones on the right don't. Now, I would like to do the following though. I'm going to take this old one, and let's grab one of the new ones. And here's how they look side to side. Okay. So there is no difference in them whatsoever. And let's grab both of them like this. And you'll be the judge if you want to purchase this rebrush. Now, the next thing I would like to do is to take these heads, especially these new heads right over here, I'd like to take these heads and install them on both brushes, and let's see how they work out. This might be a difficult task to do this by one hand, so let's see how easy it is to push these heads on the brushes and see how the brushes will work with these new heads. Now, at first, off camera, it was a little bit difficult to do this one hand, so of course I had to turn off the camera to pull the old heads out of the brushes, because it just wasn't easy to do it one-handed. So I'm going to try to do this one-handed and see what happens. Well, here we go. So here is one of the heads for the rechargeable brush. And all you have to do, according to the instructions, this is the front of the brush, of course, and the rear of the brush. So you gotta make sure the head is installed facing the front of the brush. So here we go. You just simply grab it like this. Gotta install it on the brush, and of course, looking at the brush head itself, it's squared, so it's not going to be installed in any direction. It's just in one direction. I think you might be able to do this in the reverse direction, but that's not how these brushes are designed. So you take this head and you're going to place it over the little metal spinner there, or motor shaft, and all you simply do is simply push it in, and the new head is installed on the rechargeable brush. So let's try it on the AA version brush and see if that works as well. This one I had to hack it because these brushes are designed just to use with one head, with its original particular brush head, and other than that you just dispose it. So I just did a little hack, and it seems to work good because, of course, the previous Oral-B head that you saw there was not the original one. So we're going to try this one and see if this one is going to fit well on the brush. Alright, so pretty much the same principle. Take this, put it above the motor shaft as well on this brush, and the next thing you're going to do is make sure that the head itself is facing the front of the brush, which is what I'm trying to do. There we go. So here we go. We're going to repeat that little sequence. Simply take it and make sure the head is facing the switch of the brush, the front of the brush. Simply push it in. There. You know, I'm tipping these brushes a lot lately, so my hand's kind of clumsy. Here's something that I wanted to highlight about these brush heads, the old versus the new. So as you can see, the old ones that are in the left and in the middle, and the new one, the one that's on the right. These brushes back in the day used to have the little ring, as you can see right over here on the middle head. You were able to take these off and just put the color that you want. As you can see, the one on the left doesn't have the ring on it, and I wish I can show you, but I lost it. Now these new ones, as you can see, they don't allow you to take off the ring because the whole inside of it, as it goes towards the outside, is the same color. So I just wanted to let you know on this as well, because, you know, for those of us who had these Braun brushes in the 2000s or mid 2000s, if you had a blue brush and you wanted this ring to be blue, so be it. You know, you could just simply replace the brush head and just basically take the ring off of the old one and just put it on the new one. But on these, if it's blue or if it's yellow or if it's red, whatever, you're stuck with that color because you can't take off the rings on the new ones, because as you can see, the whole inside is colored with the ring as well. So it's all one piece. Alright, so the last thing to do is, let's see if these heads work on these brushes. So we're going to take the rechargeable one, we're going to turn it on, and let's see what happens. Oh yes, it works perfect. Now we're going to do the same thing with the AA version and see if the head on it works on this brush as well too. Let's see what happens. Nice. So these brushes are ready for prime time. The rechargeable, I'll start using it for my home brush, and then of course the AA version, I'll start using that as my travel brush. Now, one thing I also just wanted to let you know is that the rechargeable brush at the time costed me $50, and the AA version of the brush cost me like $16. Now, if you have any of these brushes yourself, and with what you've paid for them, and if you know that you can find these brush heads on eBay, just like I showed you, why throw them away? Give them a second chance, right? That's all you can do. This is 270 EHA19, simply saying, thank you for watching.